Thanks for joining us. We are going to go over CMAs, and today I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to integrate how to use Realist, because Realist is built right into FlexMLS, and we can get some great comps in Realist to help complement the CMAs that we're going to run in Flex. This is a live webinar. We will record this webinar and it is available on the website. All right, so it's very easy to get comps for any property that's been listed in the MLS. But what do you do if you have a property that's never been in the MLS? So I can go to my push pin, and that's within the map. So this can help me locate the property with the address. So I have one Novato, and that's in 92260, and I click on locate, and there it is. So here's Novato. This is what I was looking for. So I'm going to click use this location. Now, if I use this nosy neighbor tool down here with the eye, this icon, and if I click on this property, I get this bubble that comes up, and you can see that there's no MLS history on this property. So from here, I can do a radius search because this is the property that they called about, and we want to do comps for this neighborhood. So I'm going to go and put in 0.5 and then click on the create radius. Okay, so now from here, I have 17 results. Okay, but I need to find out some more details about this property. So from within Flex, I'm going to go into my detail tab, and I'm going to try to get some information on this property that's never been listed. So I'm going to click on this neighborhood profile, and we're pulling up Realist, and we're going to click our back button here. And then we're going to just quickly enter our one Novato address here. Notice I have San Diego County, so be sure you check this county up here. Put in the correct county and click on apply down in the right corner. And then I've got one Novato. My county's been updated up here. You can see it's Riverside County. I put in my address, and all I do is come and click on the search button. Okay, so we could see it's pinpointed this listing. Now I'm going to go down here to reports in the bottom right corner. And notice up here I have different tabs. Well, I'm in the property detail tab, so I can see without the owner telling me very much information, I have a 3-bedroom, 2,100 square feet, and we have 2 bathrooms. So that's enough information. I'm going to go back up here to my Flex tab. So I'm just going to click on this other tab to bring me back into my radius search. I'm going to come into my edit search details, and now I can enter my square foot and my bedrooms to get really good and precise comps for this property. So let's go ahead, and we're going to put in our square foot. I'll go 2,000 to, let's go to 2,300. Put in your bedrooms. I'm going to put minimum 3, maximum 3. I just want it to be very precise. So I have one result, and for now I just want to take a look at what's going on in the neighborhood. So I'm going to use active, pending, and closed. We can also go with active under contract. All right, so I have my off-market dates I need to set. So I'm going to go, I have 8 results so far. So let me go to, if I click on that little days, it goes to months, and I like using this easier than putting in a date range. So I'm going to put 6 months back for both of these. Okay, and I have 100, nope, let's see. So I only have 8 results. Let me get a little bit more data. So I'm going to go back, click again, and it goes to years. I'm taking this 1 year back. All right, so I have 57, nope, changed to 11. And we're going to come in and we're going to print a 1-line CMA so we can get a quick snapshot. So I clicked on my CMA button over here on the right, and I'm going to click 1-line CMA. All right, so I'm going to get a 1-line detail report of the actives, pendings, and solds for the last year. And your data does come up on the top: active, closed, pending, and under contracts. Bedrooms 3, approximate square footage 2,000 to 2,300. Relative 1 years back for the closeds, okay? All right, so now I can look up here, and it's sorted by status. So we have our actives. We only have one active right now. And if you look all the way over to the right, we can see it's been on the market for 147 days. It dropped from $499 to $475 right now. We can look, we have one property. Here's the total over to the left. So we're looking at our second green bar, one under contract. And that was on the market, if you come over to the right, 77 days. It was originally listed at $499, and it went down to $439. That was a significant drop. All right, so I have a question. Why do you not only do closed? I am going to do only closed, but I want to get a picture of the activity in that neighborhood. Since I am doing comps and I'm the real estate professional, I want to get an idea of what has been going on in this neighborhood. So just for, so I can be more intelligent when I talk to the seller about what's been going on, just for myself. Then we'll do a closed for the seller. All right. All right, let's go back into editing our search results. Okay, so we got our property details from Realist. We narrowed in on our fields. All right, so now we did the one-line CMA. I'm going to grab one more question. Thank you for the question. Yes, we are recording, and I usually edit these recordings afterwards, and then they're usually up the next day. CDARonline.org, under the resources tab, you can find a history of these webinars. All right, so now we are going to go in, and we took a look at what's going on. So we're just clicking on the closed right now. I have 7 results within the last year. So again, we can come over to CMA. We can do a one-line CMA. And we can use this one to show our seller. This is what they're interested in, and this can help you support pricing and things like that. All right, so we have, let's see, over here we have all the data down here. So we have 7 properties, and these are averages. We have 2,100 square foot is our average. We have our average price per square foot, average days on the market. Original list price is going $434.9, and list price is $429, and closed price is $413. We can see that our sales priced to list price, and these are percentages, so they are a little lower. They're at 92%. Here's one that was 99, so that was probably priced well. Let's see, that sold, it was a little more expensive. We have one in here for $478 and one for $495. So, all right, so this is our closed, so we can print or email. So let me just click on the print button, and we'll get so you can just change your orientation. If it's on portrait, just change it over to landscape. Here's what it looks like, and just go ahead and print that out. All right, so I'm going back to Flex. Now I'm going to show you how to get a side-by-side comparison. So we're going to come into CMA again. We're going to click on All Results, and I'm going to go into this quick CMA. This is going to be our side-by-side. And now we're going to go to Next Step. Now within this little window, you can just pick and choose what you want to show. So if you want to have a cover page, that's great. It has your information. You can get a street map. So let me just go ahead and select this stuff so you can see what it looks like. So we can get a street map, which is nice because it shows where the comparables are in relation to subject. We don't need a side-by-side by status because it's all the closed. I can get a statistical summary of charts, and then I can choose to print out a report for each comp. and it's right now set for the summary report. I'm going to do a full detail. You have your public and then your private here. So, all right, we're set on public, it looks like, for default, which is good. All right, so I'm going to download this side-by-side quick comp report just so you can see what this is going to look like. All right, here we go. The bottom left hand of my screen, just click on that. And here's what this side-by-side is going to look like. We have a cover, we have our comps on the map, we have our legend. All right, so here's the side-by-side. So we have our list price, original list price. Okay, so we can see there have been price drops. Then we have the sold price. We can see the close dates. These were in 2019 and the days in the MLS. Let's go to the next sheet. What other info do we have here? We have our bedrooms, baths, we have pools, heating, approximate square footage, and then we have our price and price per square foot on each property. So we can compare side by side. And we have our price analysis, graphs, and here's a summary. Well, let's see, we have, here's our overall market summary. Average sold, average sale to list. We're at 96%, pretty good. Oh, and then we had our average days on market was 54, so that's overall. So that's the quick side-by-side, quick CMA within Flex. All right, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on back to search results. All right, so I'm back. I'm in my closed listings, viewing 7 results. Let's go into our detail tab, and I'm going to show you what your comps are going to look like if you choose to do it in Realist. All right, so I have my closed properties, 7 results. I'm going to go in my detail tab, click neighborhood profile. All right, this is pulling me into the Realist data. Here's our comps in Realist. All right, so we have 10 comparables found. If you could see right here in this second or this third gray bar down, 10 comparables, all right? So let's kind of slide on over and look and be sure they did a good job on the square footage. So right here in this column, building square feet. So we have all the right square footage. This one's a little bigger. So that was 2,500 square feet. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so that was a little larger. I'm going to go ahead and deselect that one. All right, and then I'm going to go down here to this button on the bottom right and generate a report. And we're going to take a look at what these side by side looks like, because they both are relatively easy to run these reports. All right, so look at this. So here's the side by side in Realist. So if you decide you like this better, you can print this report out and use it in with, you know, your other reports within Flex. So let's have a look and see the data in here. So we do have a little more data. It's more detailed. We have our APN, our county use codes, the annual tax. We have sale price. We have garage details, price per square foot, and we have the MLS numbers in here too. If you wanted to edit anything in here, you got an edit report button down here. So I can go to this print button, click on print, and it does a quick print. And what it does is turns it into a PDF. So I just click on that. And here we go. This is our Realist comps side by side. So here's what it looks like. It's really nice and neat looking. It even has the One Novato address on there. Okay, so this is a really nice looking report. I really like this. That's why I'm showing you guys. Okay, so let me show you again how we got that. We have our comps, we have our closed, we clicked on the neighborhood profile. That directs us right into our Realist app. If you would like to add an address while you're in here, you're just going to come over to this back button. So click on back. And like I said, we can just add an address in here, check the county, and click on search. That's going to pinpoint your property, and you're going to just click on report. And when you click on report, it's going to bring you back into the section where you have these detailed tabs. Just to quickly run through here, so I already showed you the property details. We have tax info, assessment tax info, characteristics. They also have a selling score. So this house is rated at 746, and there's a legend down here. So properties with a moderate to high sell score are more likely to sell than the average property. So this is rated with a high rating. We have our estimated value, and then we have the market history of the property right here in this report, this property detail report. So you can also print these out just to get some more background and know the history of a property when you're going to be talking to a seller about the area. So it's good to get familiar. So then we had our comps, you know about that. And we have our market trends. So that's about the area. Also, you can get a neighborhood profile. Let's go into that very quickly. So your neighborhood profile tells you your population. It's giving you your demographics, charts, housing, and stuff like that. So you can check that out. All right, so let's go back into the CMA button. So we covered our one-line CMA. So that's just getting your search criteria, and you just click on one-line CMA. Sorts it all in a nice line item and by status. And then for the quick CMA, you search all results. We could do that because we had it so detailed. Or you can, you know, if you select certain properties from a search, you would use selected. Okay, so let me give you a demonstration. So let's say I want to use these first three out of 7. So I'm going to come into my CMA, click on Use Selected, and then I'll go to my quick CMA, and let's just view that real quick. And it's got just the 3 I selected. So that's just the difference. You're going to use all your search results or your selected results. All right, so now the other type of CMA we have in here, and that's the full CMA. So when you have a subject property, let's go back into quick search when we're starting fresh. You can go ahead and use the push pin, put your address in here. All right, so here's our one Novato. So I'm going to pull the map over and click on Use This Location. All right, so I put in my address, I clicked Use This Location, and now I'm going to do a radius search again. I'm going to go 0.5 and create radius right here, okay? All right, so I have got 17 properties that are showing up right now, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to closed because I'm running a full CMA, and this is presentation we're gonna give to our seller. It has a cover sheet that's personalized with their name. It has a map of the comps. It has a recommended price page. Okay, it has a side-by-side and it has a detail report, and this all comes out together. All right, so I have properties, I have my closed, I'm gonna go to years, I'm going 1 year back, and let's go ahead and put in these parameters so we come out with some good comps. Again, we already know our square footage is between 2,000 and we're going to go 2,300. Okay, so we have our square footage parameters, and the other parameter I'm putting in, which I'm keeping real tight so I get good comps, is 3 bedrooms minimum, 3 bedrooms maximum. All right, so I'm going to get 7 comps within this full CMA report. So now we're going into CMA again. And I'm using all my results, so go ahead again and use all results. All right, and this time we are using the full CMA. It's already selected. And down here, click on this button. You can barely see it, but it says next step right at the bottom. Next step. And this is real easy, guys. You just fill in the blanks, okay? Nothing, don't be intimidated by this whatsoever. So this is where we're going to personalize the title. We have the title. You can change the title if you want. It says comparable market analysis. So you can also change that. So I'm going to say this is for Mr. and Mrs. Seller. All right. If you're going to be using it this day, you can say as of, and then it's going to have that date. But if you might be printing it later, always use the current date. That's a safe one. And it's going to be by, and then yourself. Okay. Now we can type in here specific comments to the seller. So whatever message you'd like to be on that cover sheet, type something right in there. It's going to be right on the cover, so that's really nice. Personal touch. Okay, again, we're going to go to this little button on the bottom. You can barely see it. Don't forget where it's at. Go to next step. All right. Now, if this property had been in the MLS, we could just auto-populate fields from existing listings. So if I click here, and so if this had been listed before, I could put in an MLS number and it was just going to pull up all the fields. But this one has never been in the MLS. So we're going to go manually enter the address. Let's put the right city in, Rancho Mirage. All right. And we have California, 92270. All right, so we manually entered this property. It's never been in the MLS. There's no photo. Go drive by the property, take a photo, and upload your photo. So you're going to have a nice photo on your report, okay? Just upload it right here. All right. Now let's manually enter in. We have our total bedrooms, 3. Total full baths, 2. Pool. I didn't pay attention, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's just say, yes, it has a pool, okay? Days on market, we're not putting anything, and we know our approximate square foot, 2150. All right, that's it. Now, if you were auto-populated, you would have all this information filled in, and if there was something like heating sometimes doesn't populate, just click on this X. So any field, let's see, total baths will go 2. So any field here that doesn't have data in it, you can just click the red X and it just will take it out of the report, streamline that. All right, that's it. We're going to our next step. Oh, and also, okay, let me just note, you can rearrange these if you want. Like have this bathroom field go up, bathroom features, I'm sorry, and it's just moving it on up. So you can go ahead and arrange these how you want. All right, next step. Map your location. Zoom in and click on your map. Slide the map behind the push pin. Okay, there we go. Use this location. All right, so we're mapped. It pulled in all our comps, and let's review our comps. Let's look at these prices and be sure. Okay, this one seems a little high compared to all these others. I'm taking this out. We could go back, look in the MLS. I mean, obviously you would do your homework first, and you would probably have removed that in the beginning. Maybe it had a lot of upgrades for whatever reason. You know, I'm not taking the time right now because we only have 1 hour. But of course, you're going to go look through the listings and do your homework. You're the real estate professional, so you decide which comps you want to show. Just to let you know, you can modify them once you're in here, okay? So you could take them out. You can also remove them with this little X right here. And then we can also rearrange them how you want them. All right, so let's just get rid of this one. All right, we got rid of it. Okay, that's it. We're almost done. So look up here. We have our tabs, okay? We've already done our CMA type. We did our cover page. our subject property. So you can go ahead and just go through these tabs if you decide you need to make a change, okay? You can tab through the different sections. All right, we're on our comp section. We're going to our next step. Okay, this is our adjustments section. Now, adjustments are based on a price. So if you had a property here that was 2 bedrooms and you knew for a fact that 2 bathrooms. So if you knew for a fact that a bathroom cost you $20,000, you could come in here and make an adjustment. So if one of your comps you really liked, but it only had 2 bathrooms, you could come in here and manually make an adjustment. It's best, to do the work up front when you're putting in your fields, and that way you don't have to make these adjustments because, we're not that type of professional, and we would really have to get some good info to know if it's really a true price for the feature. So we're just going to skip over this. Don't even worry about this section. Just skip past it. Go to your next step. And if you ever wanted, to go into detail on this, just give me a call at the board and I can run it through with you. All right, so the next one. This is our summary page. You don't do anything on this page. It's giving you a summary of the comps. So we have a summary of our closed listings. We have the low, average, median comparisons, which is nice. So our average looks like $399. We have our low, and then we have our high, right? That's why I took out that high comp, because I don't want it kind of skewing these prices here and these summaries. And then we have our price per square foot average right here, $189. Overall market analysis down here, we had 63 days on the market. Average sold price, approximate square foot. All good information for you and your seller to decide on how to price the home. So there's a lot of different data that you want to look at. And up here, we have the days on the market, so you could see, and then we have when it's sold. So you might want to arrange these properties. Let's go back into our comps. Okay, so you might want to, when you're in your summary, you could see which one's sold. So you might want to come back and arrange the properties by the sold dates. Just a thought, I don't know. All right, so let's go now. We don't have to do anything here. Let's go to our next step, and we're almost done. This is our price recommendation. So we have our low, and then we have our high, and it's recommended $399, $646. So you can come in here and even out these numbers. You can go $399, $999, $399, $1,000. So you can come into any one of these and put your touch on it. Also, you can go calculate high-low price using a percentage above or below the recommended price. All right, so click on this. It recommends $399, right? So we can go ahead and let's see what it does when we put 5% to our low and 5% to our high and recalculate. There's the recalculate button. Let's hit that. All right, so it went ahead and recalculated the low and the high 5% over the recommended price. So you can also do it that way, put whatever percent. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come in here, recalculate. I'm going to even out this number. I'm going to go $399,999. You're the professional. You put whatever you think is best. Let me check questions. I haven't checked. Oh, we're good on questions. Right. Let me see. I have some chat questions in here. There's another question. Can we trust where the push pin is? Always zoom in on your map and be sure it's in the right place. I mean, it might not be far off, but always zoom in and be sure your push pin is in the right location. And another reason for that is if your push pin's not in the right location, that could mean that your listing is not going to show up when somebody does a search and looks for your property. So pay attention to that push pin. It is important. Let me address this. How do you get to radius after this full CMA? And then I'll go back to that question. All right, so we are in our price recommendation and look, we're at the finish line. I'm going to click on next step. Don't let this intimidate you. You just get to pick and choose what's going to show up. So you can, let's see, we have a cover page, a map, property description, side by side, search parameters. We got the summaries. You could pick a default color scheme. Let's see, we got our adjustment summary for each listing. We'll just deselect that because we didn't do an adjusting. We're going to print out the detail report. It's public, and we're going to print all listings. So let's go ahead and download it. Downloads really quick though. So don't let these CMAs intimidate you. It all starts with a search. Go into your search. You're going to use all your results or your selected results. Choose your CMA and just go through the buttons. And our CMA is already ready. Okay, so I had no pictures, but we do have Mr. and Mrs. Seller and the date. We have the address. This was editable, the title. We could have had a picture of the property here. All right, so we have our comps, and then we have a legend. And this tells the distance from the subject property of the comp, which is good. Here's the stats on our subject property. Here's our side-by-side. Here's our graphs. Here's that summary page we looked at. And here's our price recommendation page. And here's the detail report on the comps. And that's your full CMA. Let's look at these side-by-sides again. All right, so we have the side-by-side, and then we have this Realist side-by-side too. So you know, you can, let me make this bigger. Here's the Realist side-by-side, Flex side-by-side. Okay, so you decide which one you like best. You know, there's not that much difference. All right, so I'm going to go, whenever you see this back to search results, use that if you can. All right, so I'm back in my radius search. Now I'm going to go and look at that question again. There was a question about radius search. How do you get to radius? Is there only one way? Okay. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go to quick search. That's how you get to radius, okay? Close this, come into your map, and just go into this push pin. Again, you can use that for a property that's never been in the MLS. You can also use that for a property that has been in the MLS, okay? So either way, just use the push pin, put the address, and locate. That's one way. If you have a property address, you can just come up to this, we call this the quick launch bar. You can really quickly launch a radius search. You don't even have to do any of that map stuff. Just put 1 mile from and put an address. All right, so notice under Start New Search, it says residential, 1 mile from 77-120. I come down here and I open this new tab, and the quick launch bar will start many different things for you, and it also will start a radius search for you. All right, so it started a radius search, and how will I know that? Well, I'm going to go into this Edit Search button, and there we go. Now, from in here, so that started the ball rolling. All right, so now I just come in here, and I'm just going to fine tune. So I'm going to come in here, and I'll select Closed, and then I'll select, you know, my off-market days back. I'll go to 1 year back, and then I'll put in my square footage. This is a different property. It's in Palm Desert Country Club. Okay, so I put in an address of a home in Palm Desert Country Club just because I knew it off the top of my head. And I just started a radius search. So let's go into the list view and let's have a look. Here's my properties. It's all closed. All right, so from here I can just go into my one-line CMA. Okay, I'm going to go back to my search tab right here to the left up at the top. All right, so I can also go into and start use all results. And so I launch into the full CMA, right? And let's say this, well, I know that address has been listed before. I can put that address up here because you need an MLS number to launch a full CMA. All right, so I'm going to put my address in here, and here it is actually. All right, so I'm going to go right within the full CMA. I'm going to open this tab, and that has given me the previous listing for the address I was looking for. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to highlight the MLS number, and you just go Control-C to copy it. And then I'm coming back to my CMA tab, and then when I auto-populate fields, watch this. So I click here, I Control-V, paste that MLS number in there, submit, and here we go. It's populated all the data. Got the picture. Hey, if you have a better picture, you can go ahead, remove that photo, say okay, and put your own photo. And then we're right back to where we started from, where I showed you earlier. So we're going to go ahead and then just, decide what fields you want. You can add new items and then go to next step. So that's the process when you enter a previously listed property. All right, you guys, we are almost through. I'm going to check for questions, and then we will wrap it up for today. Okay, so yes, you can customize what fields you want in the CMA. I just barely brushed over that. Before we leave, I'm going to show you where to find Realist. If you go into menu and come down right under taxes, here we go. We can just launch right into Realist. So if you ever want to just search up property details on a property, just go into menu and go into that Realist, and then just go ahead right here and put the property address in that you need a detail report on, and just click on search. Here's the property, click on reports, and that's going to bring you into the tabs. So I hope you learned something new today. And again, we are done for the day, and I am going to say goodbye, and I wish you all health and happiness.